Have you ever wondered why you are always exhausted, yet your bank account remains completely stagnant? Why you work tirelessly, following all the correct societal rules, but financial struggle still clings to you like an unbreakable curse? Right now, amidst unpredictable global shifts, people across Europe are facing a brutal reality about their power grids. They are no longer trying to produce energy massively, but are instead learning to ruthlessly control and seal every tiny leak in their homes. The modern economy operates exactly like a depleted winter of energy, cold, calculating, and absolutely unforgiving. If you have the discipline to watch until the final seconds, you will see exactly how money truly flows in the shadows. You will grasp the ultimate psychological skill to lock down the invisible leaks draining your assets, allowing you to build an untouchable foundation of wealth. Over the past 30 days, I subjected myself to a rather ruthless psychological experiment. I completely discarded the question of how to make more money, a toxic inquiry that has quietly imprisoned the minds of the masses. Instead, I dissected the exact framework the ultra-wealthy use, long before they make any single decision. Those who hold true financial power do not possess superhuman intellect, nor do they rely on some secret magical formula. Their core advantage lies in a cold, impenetrable psychological defense system. They do not exhaust themselves trying to make brilliant choices, they simply establish a brutal filter to eliminate stupid mistakes. Your biggest flaw right now is believing that poverty is merely a problem of lifeless numbers. The harsh truth is, your wallet is empty because your mind is operating in a constantly fragmented state. True prosperity does not start with the amount of money you earn, it begins entirely with how you allocate your focus. In this chaotic modern world, your attention is the single highest valued currency in existence. You wake up, scroll through glowing screens, reply to random messages, and instinctively react to dozens of meaningless notifications. You think you are staying connected, but in reality, your vital energy is being systematically stripped away by digital manipulators. You are not the master of your own time, you are merely a machine of conditioned reflexes responding to external triggers. When you allow the surrounding environment to dictate your gaze, you gladly hand the keys to your vault to someone else. To regain absolute control, you must establish an iron discipline for every single action you take. Before you commit to anything, coldly ask yourself, is this actually pushing me forward, or merely keeping me comfortably occupied? The masses naturally crave the feeling of being busy, because it artificially soothes their deep fear of falling behind. However, replying to an unimportant email or reorganizing old files are simply comforting illusions of progress. Average people calculate their finances down to the very last penny. Yet they generously scatter hours of their irreplaceable time on absolute garbage. You must begin to treat your attention budget like a strictly encrypted bank account. Every minor distraction, every mindless tap on the screen, is a direct withdrawal from your own future wealth. The sharpest weapon available to sever the manipulative strings of the present moment is the 5-year timeline. Whenever you face a difficult crossroads or a sudden burst of emotional desire, forcefully project it into the reality of 5 years from now. The rushing anxiety of the present always exaggerates everything, turning trivial daily inconveniences into massive fake crises. When you step back and observe your life from a distant future, temporary emotions are instantly stripped of all their power. A luxury purchase that once made you burn with desire suddenly becomes worthless, and a bitter conflict turns into an absolute joke. This skill of temporal distancing helps you maintain an entirely cold head, escaping the endless vortex of impulsive reactions. You will no longer operate as a puppet, helplessly pulled by the trivial desires of the crowd. This world is brutally divided into two distinct factions, the blind consumers, and the calculating investors. Investing is not just a stressful game of moving numbers on risky stock exchanges. You must actively invest your attention, invest your mental energy, and ruthlessly sharpen skills that possess infinite potential for return. Mindlessly scrolling through a short entertainment video is an act of pure consumption, while learning how to solve a complex structural problem is a permanent investment. Once you permanently alter your viewing lens, every mundane daily action transforms into a highly calculated transaction. The elite completely refuse to make too many daily decisions, because they understand that mental fatigue inevitably leads to financial ruin. They automate their entire existence, establishing rigid, non-negotiable rules to protect their inner vault of silent energy. The most dangerous psychological trap actively destroying your financial foundation is the artificial illusion of urgency. Everything in your immediate environment screams at you, aggressively demanding to be resolved right this second, but in reality, almost none of it matters. When you constantly react to this fake urgency, your vision instantly narrows, and your ability to plan for the long term is completely eradicated. The desperate dreamer tries to sell their limited time in exchange for a paycheck, living in a state of boundless anxiety. The one who manipulates the entire game does not do that. They silently build invisible systems capable of automatically generating both money and leverage. A heavily refined system, a rare core skill, or an elite network of relationships, will compound your power exponentially over time. They do not try to work harder than you, they simply design a perfectly running machine to replace their own labor. Sustainable wealth has never been a random gift falling from the sky, nor is it a special privilege reserved for the lucky few. It is a cold, calculated ideology, constructed entirely from your ability to manage focus and ruthlessly price your own time. You must learn the art of rejecting cheap daily temptations, forge an unbreakable patience, and allow your correct decisions to quietly multiply in the background. There is absolutely no hidden secret formula, other than the fact that you must violently wake yourself up from the intoxicating slumber of the masses. Start strictly monitoring every single thought and behavior, no matter how insignificant it may seem, starting today. Because true, terrifying power does not lie in the amount of paper currency you currently hold in your hands. True power lies in a razor-sharp mind, always knowing exactly what deserves its focus, and resolutely eliminating all the garbage blocking its path.